We have all faced challenges at one point in our lives, and most of the times the perception that we have about those challenges is that they have come to destroy us, and we tend to look at ourselves as failures, and we think that we do not have the capability of doing what we set out to do. And this kind of perception has caused many of us to give up on our goals and think we do not have the ability within us to do what we set out to do. However, it is important that you change, you have a mind shift and have a different perspective towards challenges. See challenges as stepping stones that are meant to help you get to where you want to be, and as a result also build character within you and build patience within you. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emanuela Lumene. For all those that are first time subscribers, welcome to Abundant Life Creation. On this platform, I take time to share knowledge that is going to help you discover yourself, discover your purpose, discover your hidden abilities, potentials, your talents, your giftings, as well as share principles that are going to help you become an intentional creator of the life of abundance that you desire. I'm a firm believer that it is God's desire for each and every one of us to live a life of abundance. However, He has given each and every one of us the responsibility to become creators of that life of abundance. That is, of course, by us aligning ourselves and discovering the purpose He has created for our lives, and aligning ourselves with that purpose and doing everything that we have to do to enable us to become the best version of ourselves. So I believe that it is not all up to God for you to be all that He has proposed you to be. You have a role to play the same way that God has a role to play. If you're not playing your role well, you'd find that you'll not get yourself to where God wants you to be. So we have been on a journey of self-discovery, and in our previous videos, we have been taking time to share knowledge that is going to help you in the different phases that you have to go through when it comes to discovering yourself. So in the previous video that we made, I took time to share knowledge, information that is going to help you in the aspect of you being patient with yourself and with your vision, because there's a time and a season for everything under the sun. So today I want to talk a little bit more about challenges. What comes to your mind each and every time you hear the word challenges? I'm sure it's not good things, because each time we hear challenges, most of us are scared, fear grips in our hearts, and then we tend to think, oh my God. Each time you're faced, remember the last time you faced with a challenge and how devastating it caused you to be, or how broken you felt. So we tend to have this negative perception about challenges, well, which is understandable, because most of the challenges that we face most of the times break us. So it's understandable to have that perception. But have you ever sat down to actually look at the impact your perception about the challenges that you've been facing has actually caused you? Because if all this time you have been having a negative perception about challenges, what happens is that each and every time that you are faced with challenges, you are either broken and you reach a point where you feel like giving up on yourself, giving up on your dreams, on your goals, on your visions, and actually thinking, oh my God, what am I doing? How did I get to this point? Let me just throw in the towel and forget about everything, because it seems each and every time I'm making progress and a challenge always comes to bring me down. But then I want us to have a different perspective about challenges, and also see what the Bible has to say when it comes to the aspect of challenges, and the kind of perspective that we should have when it comes to challenges. So to begin with, I want you to sit down and actually think about it. If you have ever done something for the first time, you agree with me that you were scared, and in most cases you actually found certain things challenging because you were attempting something for the first time. So from this illustration, what I want you to understand is that it's not all the time that you are faced with challenges that you are a failure. No. Whenever you are making headway into something new, or you are stepping into a territory, or you're stepping into something that you have never tried out for the first time, you've never tried out before, what happens is that you tend to face certain challenges that the moment that those challenges start happening around you, if you are able to solve those challenges, you will make headway and get to a different phase of in your goals, or a different phase in whatever it is that you have been trying. So most of the times when you're faced with challenges, it may be because you are actually making progress. Though you may not be able to see the progress that you're making, but the thing is that you are actually making progress. And that is why you are facing the challenges that you are facing. It will become a problem when you are attempting something and the road just seems so smooth to a point that no problems, no challenges, everything is perfect. Believe me, then everything that you are doing is you're obviously repeating the same things that you have been doing all these years, and that is why you are not facing any challenges. You're not making headway, you're not making progress. You're doing the same thing over and over again, and that is why you are not facing any challenges. Whenever you see yourself facing challenges, that should encourage you to actually understand, to say, oh, I'm actually making progress. Because with every stage and every stage of the vision, every stage of the goals that you get in, there are different challenges that you are going to face. The challenges that you fought or you overcame in your previous season are not the same challenges that you are going to overcome when you get to a different phase of your vision. When you started, there were certain challenges that were minor that you had to face, and you overcame them. Now that you're at a point where you're gaining a recognition and gaining influence around from people around, you'll find that the challenges that you start facing are going to be different because you are actually growing. Okay, so whenever you see challenges, it should also click into your mind to say, oh, okay, so I'm actually making progress. And if you can solve those challenges, if you can go through that process and learn from whatever it is those challenges are bringing to you, you will agree with me that you will come out a different and a stronger version of yourself than the way you were previously. So the Bible in the book of, I'm just going to read a scripture, James chapter 1 verse 2 actually says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Can be challenges, trials of any kind, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience. But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect, complete, lacking nothing. Okay, so we end on verse 4. So this means the Bible is actually encouraging us to count it all joy when we're faced with trials, challenges of any sort. Why? Because they are testing our faith. Okay, they are testing our faith, and as a result, when your faith is tested and you pass it, it produces patience. And when you endure the process because of the patience that you have within you, what begins to happen is that your character starts to develop, your character starts to grow. Other versions say character, and it doesn't say the perfect work. Yes, so it depends on which version. But then your character starts to develop, your mindset starts to change, everything about you starts to change. Why? Because you are having a joyful perception about the challenges. So the Bible is clear. It's not that you will not face challenges. You will face them. You will face them. In this world, we will face trials and tribulations, challenges of any sort, be it towards your goals, be it in life in general. You are going to face them. However, you need to be joyful when you are facing those challenges. Why? Because you know that in that goal and that vision that you want to achieve with your life, those challenges that are coming are meant to help build your faith. Okay, and then they are also meant to develop patience, because the journey is not going to be smooth. For you to move from where you are to where you want to be, you're going to go through a lot. And your character needs to be molded, because the person that you are now is not the person you need to be able to manage the vision that you want to achieve to that point that you have seen it in your mind. I want to give a character in the Bible as an example in order for us to be able to understand why it's important for us to count it all joy. We have all read about the story of Joseph, in the Bible. So Joseph had a dream, and in his dream, he dreamt that the stars and the moon were all bowing down to him. He also dreamt that his stash of wheat, and then there were others that were surrounding it, all bowed down to his stash of wheat. So from that vision or that dream that God gave him about his life, it gave him an understanding that there was greatness that was awaiting him in the future. So God was able to give Joseph a clear vision of how far he was taking him. But I want you to see something. God did not tell Joseph that he was going to go through the pit. He did not tell him that Potiphar's wife is going to accuse him, and as a result, he's going to be thrown in prison. God did not even tell him that his brothers will try to kill him, okay? God just showed him that I'm going to take you to greatness. Now imagine God had showed Joseph that he was going to take him to greatness, and at the same time told him to say, okay, so in that process, what's going to happen is that your brothers will want to kill you. They'll throw you in a pit. You go in prison. You'll be accused. You stay in prison for a long time. People you will help in the prison will go out and they'll forget you and only remember you after some time. Do you think that Joseph would have been willing to go through that route? I don't think so. I don't think so. So God may show you a clear picture of where he's taking you, but he's not going to sit you down and tell you to say you're going to pass through this wilderness to get to that place. And most of the times God does that in order to protect us from getting to a place where we give up. Okay? So the idea of us having that a vision of our lives that God reveals to us of what we want to achieve is so that it encourages and builds our faith to know that that is the end goal that we are going to at one point see ourselves attaining or reaching. However, as he was going through the process, I believe each and every process that Joseph had to go through, the process where his brothers had wanted to kill him, they threw him in the pit. All those were molding him and building him to become the man that he was meant to be, to become the prime minister that he was meant to be with time. So in as much as he was going through hurdles and tough challenges that many of us may not have been able to actually endure, but then what was happening in all that process was that there was a certain wealth of wisdom that God was actually exposing him through, because of the experiences that he was going through, because of the challenges that he had to face. And what this did is that it made him grow in wisdom. It had made him grow in with patience, because from the time Joseph had that dream to where he to the time he became the prime minister, a lot of years had to pass. And in all those years, patience was developed. He developed the ability to be able to persevere till the end, until he saw himself there. So from this story, what I want you to understand is that the challenges that you are passing through may be the fire that God is taking you through to, when gold needs to be refined, it first needs to go through the furnace in order for all the particles around it to be able to, come out, and it is refined to pure gold. And that is what God is doing to you. God is allowing all these challenges to happen to you so that it can refine you and help you become a better version of yourself. Because the only way that you can actually see that vision to the end and do what you are meant to do is for you to be refined and become the best version of yourself. And most of the times, it's tough times that actually bring the best out of us. It is painful situations that actually birth out purpose from other people. You'd find that it is the challenges that you are facing that will birth out certain burdens that will cause you to be a voice or a blessing and a solution to other people that are facing what you're going through. So whatever challenges that you're facing, please don't give up. Don't give up, because they are meant to refine you. Don't give up on yourself. What I want you to know is that you are making progress. It might not seem so at the moment. You may not understand why you're going through what you're going through. But believe me, a time will come when you look back and you'll be like, oh my God, I actually thank God I passed through the fire. I passed through those challenges because they have molded me to become the man and the woman that I am today. So thank you all so much. If you're at a point of giving up because the challenges are overwhelming, please don't. Allow these challenges to build character within you, to build patience, to make you become a stronger version of yourself. You do not know how far you are capable of going, or how far you're capable of becoming if you can just sit down and allow these challenges to remold you and make you become a better person. So thank you all so much. I would like to encourage you all to leave a like, to like this video, leave a comment in the comment section, and kindly subscribe, invite your family and friends to subscribe to this channel. Let us all be carriers of good news, because I believe that a lot of people are going to be blessed by this. And the more you like and comment on our videos, the more Facebook is able to recommend our videos to others, so that they may actually also be blessed. So it is your lady and life coach, Emanuela Lumeni. Till we meet again, thank you so much and have a wonderful day.